Welcome to my top 10 list of shortwave receivers for the summer 2022. And yeah, I had to include it because even though I've said it a few times, it's not necessarily my favorite overall, it still deserves to be in the top 10 of the best receivers for the summer 2022. Sangean ATAS-909X2. An upgrade to the 909X, and of course the original 909, which was also known as the Radio Shack DX398. What you're getting in here is a great radio. You're getting a beautiful display. You're getting a radio that does definitely have RDS on FM. It, of course, is important because that display is so beautiful. What's the difference between the X and the X2 is the display is slightly bigger. And also they've added a few features, including bandwidths on the AM. They have a feature which is kind of crappy called the auto bandwidth feature, that you have a switch here for that. That is the crappiest feature. Unfortunately, that should not have been in the radio. They should have done more with other things in it to perform. Now, it receives well. It's a pretty good radio. Even on single sideband, it is great. Has slightly precise tuning with 100 hertz. It's slightly off frequency, unfortunately, but and most of them are. And what I find sad is that there's no calibration. Texan has now a way to calibrate radios. Why don't all of these companies implement this? It would be really, really good. But still, you're getting a good radio. SSB is kind of nice to tune because the AGC, the automatic gain control, is actually set pretty nicely. So not too much punch when you're actually listening to strong single sideband signals. Entry keypad, of course, RDS, long wave, medium wave, FM reception, which is good. I'll have a little bit of negative stuff after that. Of course, it's a radio that has a lot of features. So, of course, on the top, you got buttons for the clock and the world time, 2 clocks available. On the left side, you've got the external antenna jack. You have, of course, the auxiliary in. You can actually insert audio in it to be played by the speaker. You have, of course, recording control with line out. And you have the famous headset here for the receiver. You've got, of course, also an RF gain that is right here, and you can power it with a power adapter that is included in the box, by the way, which is nice, and it's a very good one. Doesn't induce a lot of noise to the radio, so it's really cool. On the right side, the auto bandwidth that you'll never use and always turn off because it's just bad. You have the audio tone with music, news, normal, and you actually have the lock capability. Radio uses standard AA batteries, which I think for a lot of people will be a nice addition. Now, one of the things that is nice also about it, although I never use this feature because it's too slow, this radio has a very advanced charging mode. Each batteries are actually charged independently from each other. So what that means is that you will know if one fails, it's going to tell you, and it's going to tell you which one. And each battery is really independently charged, not, charged together. It's a nice big radio. It's heavier and bigger than most radios that you'll have, of course. And like I said, its performance is good. Now, where do the negatives go for my point of view? One is this rotary tuning. I just hope they improve this, because on the Sangean ATAS-909X, mine has given away. It doesn't tune well. And it seems that a lot of people are complaining about it. I'm afraid that after years of use, this will do the same thing because they haven't changed how they're tuning. Let's hope they made a change to make it better. The other thing I don't like is that they've added bandwidths in AM. So if you're not on single sideband, what you'll have is the ability to, so here on AM, the ability to have multiple bandwidths. And you can see them on the display up here. does not exist in lower sideband. There's no bandwidth. There's one, and that's it, which is something I just can't comprehend. You put multiple bandwidths on AM. Why don't you put them on single sideband, where actually it might even be more important? I don't get that. I don't get that they didn't design this like that. The other thing that I have is a problem here, and that's a warning for all of you that has some really strong FM stations around you. I get FM breakthrough everywhere on this radio, to a point where the Airband is unusable and part of the shortwave spectrum is unusable. And that, for a radio of this price, is kind of hard to digest. Now it has Airband, I told you, VHF Airband, that you can tune around. And of course, long wave, medium wave, and FM with RDS. For the rest, beautiful radio. One of the most sexy portables that are actually done today. We got to say that, and we got to say it. The display and the radio itself is very beautiful, and it's superb the way that it's constructed. But unfortunately, it has flaws, and for the price, these flaws should not be there. So it still makes my top 10 because I still use it and I still think it's a good radio, and in most circumstances, probably it's going to work okay. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, give us thumbs up. Thank you for watching.